Work center. Okay. Work center is also another structural element that we have. So let's all right. So let's go ahead and get into the storage section, storage type. All right. The storage type. Okay. The storage type is basically it further goes ahead and physically divides. Further goes ahead and divides your warehouse into logical areas wherein you can go ahead and place your products. Okay. Storage type can also say wherein they can also be termed as areas wherein you're doing some kind of activity. So let us go ahead and check what exactly a storage type constitutes of. We've got some standard, storage types that are already present in the global template. Okay, in the kernel. Okay, these are the standard storage types. However, how is it that a storage type? How is it that one storage type can be different from another storage type? And the differentiation is based on the storage type role. The storage type role goes ahead and differentiates the behavior of your storage type. So if your storage type role is blank, which means it's a standard storage type, which means that you're going here and only going here and storing your, you're storing goods over there. So like we said, we can have a storage type which can have, over here we have got an example. It says it reads high rack storage, okay, or a low rack storage, or a general area, all this. So this is a standard storage type wherein we don't have much of, we can also have something like a bulk storage area, a pallet storage area. Okay, the bulk and pallet are storage behaviors. We'll get into that later. But as of now, if you see, the storage type role goes ahead and defines or goes ahead and differentiates the function, or should I say, should I say it goes ahead and changes the way or the nature of your storage type. Okay. So if you're talking about a standard storage type, a standard storage type is basically only for material handling. You only go and place your products over there. Then the second type that we have the second type of storage type, the second storage type role that we have is got an ID point. Okay. Now let's take an example to understand ID point, pick point, and ID and pick point. Okay. Okay. Let's say that whenever we are having the ID point would basically, let's say we are receiving some product. Let's say you've received a consignment. Okay. And what you need to do is, when you receive this consignment, the customer has already sent you a list of serial numbers. Okay, he's already sent you a list of serial numbers, and what you need to do is, when you receive, he has told you that whenever you receive this consignment, you'll receive cartons, and what you need to do is, you need to go ahead and paste these labels on those cartons, and then go ahead and do a put away of these cartons. So when you receive this, when you receive the consignment, and the area wherein you go ahead and do all this activity, it is known as the ID point, okay, or the identification point. All right.
Okay.
Right, guys? Yeah. The other behavior we have is called a pick point. Okay. Now pick point. Okay. For that, I'll just take you a little ahead. There's a concept which is known as a layout oriented storage control. Okay. Now, this is something which we had discussed earlier also. I just given you a feature on what exactly layout oriented storage control is. But what I'll do, let's take an example for that. Okay. Let's say you're doing a dispatch now. You're not receiving something. You're doing a dispatch. Now, when you do a dispatch, okay, at that time, let's say for some reason, what you need to do is you've received an order of 100 eaches, and every carton that you have, every carton that you're having is, let's say 15 inches. Okay, every carton that you have is 15 inches. But then when you go ahead and actually go ahead and pick the, and all these cartons are sealed cartons. But then the thing is that since you're receiving a dispatch of you need to go and do a dispatch of only 100 inches. Though you pick 7 cartons, you will take all these 7 cartons to a pick point, open up the 7th carton or one of these cartons, and remove the extra 10. Remove the extra 10 from that carton. Just keep 5 in that one carton. The other 6 cartons will have 15 inches. The 7th carton will have only 5 inches. You take the 10 from that 7th carton, place it in a different carton. Okay, shift the actual quantity of 100, and then what you'll do is you'll go ahead and take this 10 that you had removed. You have already kept it in a different carton. Then what you do is you go ahead and place it back into the warehouse. So whatever activity that happens over here, okay, this is known as a pick point. Okay. Alright, guys.
So is it something like
I'm not able to hear you, Shashi.
Manoj, can you hear me now?
Yeah, tell me.
So it is something like additional activities will be done on material.
Sorry?
It is a place where additional activity will be done on materials.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay.
Okay. However, the thing is the differentiation is an ID point. Okay, an identification point is used when you're having some kind of a inbound activity. A pick point is used when you're having an outbound activity.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Then you've got something which is known as a area which is known as an identification and pick point. This you can say it's a common area. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we've got something which is known as a staging area group. Okay. A staging area. Alright. Now let's consider your warehouse. Let's just imagine a warehouse where you've got multiple doors. Okay. Now near these multiple doors, you do these loading, unloading activities. Wherever you do this, okay, that's a staging area. Okay. So now, let's say if you're receiving, you're receiving something from a consignment, whenever you do an unloading operation and you place these goods next to the door of your warehouse, that becomes your staging area. At the same time, when you want to dispatch something, and you've taken stuff from your taking your products from the warehouse, and you're placing it next to the door so that it can be loaded, that becomes your staging area.
Is this some kind of interim storage type?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You can call it as an interim storage type. In that case, you can also say that your ID point and pick point are also interim storage type.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Then you got something in another work center. Okay.
Okay.
A work center. Remember, we had taken an example that let's say if you're receiving some kind of a consignment wherein you've got multiple queues and you need to prepare, you need to do some value-added services. Okay. When let's say you've received 5 cartons and you need to make, out of those 5 cartons, you need to make 1 carton. All these activities will be done at the work center. Okay. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, Manoj.
Yeah. Yeah, Manoj.
Yeah. Okay. So work center is somewhere wherein you do, you do some kind of a value-added service within the warehouse. Okay.
Okay.
Then we've got something into a door, a warehouse door. Warehouse door, you'll create a storage type with role warehouse door whenever using yard management. Okay. Because when you create a door as a storage type, you'll have to create a storage type as door because you'll have to create storage bins for each and every door.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, what is the use of creating door, Manoj?
Just a minute. Hold on, guys.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Sorry guys. Hello?
Yeah, Manoj.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sorry. Just had a call to make. That's it. Okay. So, so we were discussing about, when you're talking about a door, okay? I'll give you an example why we would create a storage type or a dedicated storage type as a door, okay? Just consider let's consider that you've got a huge warehouse and you've got about, let's say, 10 to 15 doors. You've got 10 doors in your warehouse. And you've got a huge and a yard that's there next to your, you've got a huge yard next to your warehouse, and the distance from the gate to the warehouse is like, it's a good amount of distance from the gate, wherein your trucks, your trailers and all enter your warehousing facility. So what happens is when you're using yard management, okay, when you're using yard management in EWM, when you use yard management in EWM, what will happen is you'll need to go ahead and do a tracking, okay, wherein you say that, okay, fine, there's a truck, okay, you consider your trucks as transportation units in EWM. So this transportation unit that you receive, that this truck, you say that, okay, now it has left the gate. Now the thing is that it has to come. Basically, it has a checkpoint. It basically what it has done is it has checked in into your warehouse facility. That will be the first level. The next level is, or the next step is, from the checkpoint or from the check-in, from where it has checked in, it has to come and get docked at your warehouse door, right? Because if there's any loading or unloading that needs to happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then in that case, what happens is when it has to come and dock at the door, or it has to come and wait at a door. When you're using yard management, you just don't say that it has come, the transportation unit has come to the door and now it is waiting over there. You basically say that now the transportation unit has moved in, okay, moved in from your yard to a door bin. Okay. Now it is at the door bin. And once it reaches at the door bin, only then you go ahead and start your loading or unloading operation. Okay? Am I clear, or you want me to explain it again?
Can you please explain again, Manoj?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. See, when you're using yard management, okay, let's just consider that you have a huge warehouse, okay, and what happens is you've got some kind of an operation. Let's say you want to do a dispatch, and you were expecting a truck to come, or a trailer, to come and pick up this consignment that you have done a picking, and and you've kept it at your warehouse door, at one of your warehouse doors. So what happens is when you're doing this, when you're using yard management, whenever the truck, it reaches your gate, okay, and then it enters your warehousing facility, the executive at the gate, okay, the executive at the gate, what that person will do is he will say, okay, fine, now now this truck has reached the gate, it has crossed. What will happen is he will do a check-in. Now this truck or this truck or trailer, all this, they are known as transportation units within your warehouse in EWM. Okay, they are all known as transportation units in EWM. Now when this truck enters your warehouse, it means that it has entered a checkpoint. Okay, basically, which means it has arrived. This is something that you'll do in your system. You'll actually go ahead and activate the status of your transportation unit. Your transportation unit will be the number of your truck. Like let's say it's a KL05 or something like that. It will be your number of your transportation unit or of your truck. So it means the first step is it has entered the gate. The next step is from the gate or from the yard where it has entered, it has to now go ahead and dock at a certain door, right? At a certain door from where the loading operation will start. Now, when you create your warehouse, when you create your storage type as door, what you'll do is all these 10 doors that you have in your warehouse, you will create them as storage bins. Okay. So what happens is this transportation unit that you have, it will be transferred from your yard to this storage bin. And the storage bin is nothing but your door. Okay. All right, guys.
But it is defined as storage type.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just consider the vehicle as a material and the empty place as a bin.
I'm not able to hear you, Shashi. Can you speak a little louder, please? A little louder.
Yeah. So we consider vehicles as material and empty place as a bin.
Empty place.
Yeah, empty place. I mean, in the yard we will have a parking place, right?
Yeah. Yes. They are all considered as bins.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your
So
transport and your vehicle is not a material; it is known as a transportation unit.
Yeah, transportation. So it's just a movement between one storage type to another storage type.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the next storage type role that you've got is a yard. A yard, just like I said, just like you yourself said it now, it is a movement from one storage type to the other. So when you're moving it from when you're moving your transportation unit from your yard to your to your warehouse door bin, so you'll have to create another bin with using storage type as yard. Okay. All right. The next storage type role that we have got is called an automatic, basically an automated warehouse. Basically what this does is, okay, it is all controlled by MFS. So when using material flow system, okay, in the warehouse wherein you've got an automated,
Retrieval system.
automated stock placement and retrievals kind of a system. At that time, you'll use an automatic warehouse of a storage type. Okay. So the same thing is for storage type role H also. H and J are basically they are for storage retrieval and for go ahead and placement of your stock as well. Okay. Then we've got something which is known as a production supply area. Okay. Now for this, let's consider an example. I'll just give you an example for a production supply area. When talking about a production supply area, let's say if you're having a manufacturing, you've got a manufacturing unit, and the manufacturing unit is connected to your warehouse. Okay. Now, the thing is that this manufacturing unit, let's say your manufacturing unit, you're manufacturing shirts, okay, t-shirts. You're going ahead and manufacturing t-shirts. Now in this case, when you're manufacturing something like this, what happens is that from the manufacturing line, you're receiving all these t-shirts and they all come to your warehouse directly. As soon as the manufacturing happens, all these t-shirts, they come to your warehouse. Now in the warehouse, whenever they come to a certain area, okay, when they come to a certain area within your warehouse, a certain area from where you do a lot of other operations such as, you're doing your ironing, you're doing packing, all that, okay, that area wherein you go ahead and receive all your products from your manufacturing unit, that is known as a production supply area. Okay, wherein what you do is just before you do all these activities, like you do an ironing, you do a packing, you do a labeling, all these activities, just before that, the area wherein you receive or wherein you stage all these products, when the products from your manufacturing unit are staged, they come to a production supply area. Okay, so the production supply area will be a bin, and that bin will have a storage type which is known as a production supply. Okay, got it, guys?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Manoj, what is this work center in staging areas group?
Okay, basically what happens is, let's say if you're creating a work center, okay, you've got a staging area, right? Okay.
Okay.
Over there, okay. If you have a work center within a staging area, let's say something you're receiving, whenever you're receiving some kind of a consignment, whenever you're using some kind of a consignment, either or whether you want to dispatch a consignment, whenever you're receiving that, and you need to go ahead and do some kind of an activity. You need to do some kind of an activity. So whenever you're doing that kind of an, like let's say you do some kind of a marking, you say that when you're receiving, like let's say these huge gunny bags, okay, these jumbo bags, when you receive that, so now the thing is when you're receiving that, let's say you want to probably do some kind of marking on that. You probably take some kind of paint and you apply some kind of paint on those jumbo bags, red, blue, yellow, something like that. You're not doing much of an operation over there. We're just doing some kind of an operation, So then in that case, you have this work center within your staging area. Okay? All right, Suhail?
Yeah.
Okay. The next structural element that we need to get into detail, that we'll be getting into detail is, since we've spoken about the storage type, okay, I'll just give you one we spoke about was a storage type role. The other behavior, other parameter that goes ahead and differentiates your storage type is known as the storage behavior. Okay. Now the storage behavior comes in as three parameters. You've got a standard warehouse, a pallet storage, and a bulk storage. Now the standard warehouse, like we said, is just like the standard storage type role. Basically just going and placing stuff and you're receiving it. You don't have much of, you don't have a clear demarcation. But when you're talking about something wherein you're talking about a bulk storage, okay, when you're talking about bulk storage, the bulk storage is something wherein you'll be using bulk storage when you're implementing warehouse in some kind of let's say a tire manufacturing organization, because in their warehouse you'll have all these tires which are placed in that area. They're all bulk, right? So the storage behavior out here will be a bulk storage. The second type of a storage behavior that you'll have is a pallet storage. Pallet storage, wherein you're receiving everything in pallets. You want to go ahead and place this. See, the thing is, the storage behavior is a concept which will get cleared even more when we talk about these strategies, these put away strategies. I'm just giving you a brief so that this is a concept that we kind of we already know when we are discussing the strategy, put away strategy. Okay, so now when you're talking about pallet storage, okay, pallet storage behavior, over here the first thing is we'll have an HU requirement. HU requirement which means all placement of stock within the warehouse should be in an HU or a handling unit, which means it can be either in a carton, a pallet, a jumbo bag, something, some kind of a handling unit. All right. second important thing is storage concept, mixed storage. Over here, when you're talking about a pallet kind of a behavior, in that case, you'll only have one pallet in one bin. Okay? Guys? Hello?
Manoj. Yeah, Manoj.
Yeah. So when you're talking about a pallet storage, we'll say that we just have one pallet or one HU in one bin. So you don't have any mixed kind of a situation over there. You don't have a situation wherein you've got a storage bin and you've got a huge pallet and you've got a small carton over there also. That'll never be the case. So if you go to these huge warehouses wherein, let's say you're talking about spare parts warehouses or some kind of warehouses wherein, let's say pharma type of warehouses. Over there, when they keep one pallet or one carton in one bin, they don't place anything else next to that next to that carton or next to that pallet. So that is known that is something known as a pallet storage. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the next concept that we need to get into is a work center. All right. Okay. When you're talking about a work center, okay, the first thing, like I said, the work center is an area where you do some kind of packing, you do some kind of value-added services, some kind of an activity which amounts to value-added services. So if that is the case, the first thing that we need to do when you're creating a work center, we'll say that what is the external step. There are certain there's something which is known as an external step. An external step is basically whether you want to do a deconsolidate, okay, whether you want to do a quality inspection, whether you want to do packing. Now these external process steps, there's a separate node wherein you go and create that. So we'll get into that when you're talking about process oriented storage control. So that's where we actually understand. So the concept will be clear over there. I'm just giving you an example on what happens. So basically, when you're talking about a work center, within a work center, you can have when you go and create a work center, the first thing that we'll always go and say is what is the external step or what is the activity that's going to happen over there. Okay. Now the next thing is that where exactly is this work center present? This work center is definitely going to be a bin. Okay. So if that is the case, under which storage type is this work center available? Okay. Then the next thing is which section, which section are we talking about? Where exactly is this work center present? Which section, which inbound section or which outbound section? Okay. And then you've got certain options over there, whether you want to go ahead and how do we go ahead and do the packing? What kind of an operation that we'll be using? So work center, okay, a work center is an area wherein you do some kind of a value-added services, you do some kind of a deconsolidation. Deconsolidation as in when you're receiving some kind of an HU, you go ahead and break open those HUs and make smaller HUs. So that is known as a deconsolidation. Then there's something which is known as a packing. You receive something in loose, and then you go ahead and pack them in HUs, and then you go ahead and do a placement, or else you receive something in loose from the warehouse, you do a packing, and then you dispatch it. So all this, all this will be all different work centers. So now for these work centers, there's something which is known as a work center layout. Okay. So when you're talking about let's say you're talking about packing. So you go ahead and configure what is it that you want to see. What do you want to do? You want to do a packing, you want to create, you want to delete HUs, you want to go ahead and whenever you're doing some kind of an operation, what is the type of operation that you want to do? All this you can go ahead and mention in your work center screen configuration. Okay.
Okay. So it is actually representing a physical activity where it take place, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So in case if there is a place where warehouse people can do repacking and uh, something like and kitting also. So multiple activities at one place.
Mm-hmm.
So how we can define such work centers?
Okay, so if you're talking about that, then in that case, okay, what you can do is you can go ahead and create multiple multiple work centers for that. Okay, different work centers, because the thing is, a work center is one area. Okay, you can consider a work center as one table. Okay.
Okay.
One large table wherein you're doing some one activity.
Okay.
Then from that work center, it will go to the next activity. Let's say you're talking, just imagine an assembly line.
Okay.
Just imagine an assembly line. So every operation that is done within an assembly line is done at a certain work center.
Okay.
Okay. So when you're receiving something, when you like I gave you this example of Dell computers, you receive this huge pallet wherein you've got a carton full of wherein you've got a carton full of bags, a carton full of laptops, a carton full of optical mouse.
Yeah.
And then you go and create that as one kit. The thing is, the area wherein you do a deconsolidation. The first step is you open up these cartons, right? Open up the pallet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the first work center wherein you receive it, you do a deconsolidation. Then after that, the next step is you do a kitting.
Yeah.
So that will be the next work center.
Yeah.
Then after you do the kitting, you need to do a packing, right? When you place this laptop and this mouse within that bag, you need to do some kind of packing. You need to place that bag probably in a carton.
Okay.
So that will be a next work center.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was basically the concept about work centers. So with that, basically what we do is, what we've done is we've at least understood the basic structural elements of a warehouse. Okay. All right, guys. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with this, what we've understood is we've understood the basic structural layout of a warehouse. We've understood what are the basic structural elements that we have within a warehouse. Okay, that's what we've understood over here. Now the next topic that is a very small topic. I'll just run through it, and then we'll get that into detail in a while, later. The next topic that we're going to be talking about is the core interface. Okay. The core interface, or something which is known as a SIF. You got it, guys? SIF.
Yeah.
So basically, the core interface that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, that over here when I mentioned this, okay. So when you've got an EWM system, an ECC system and an EWM system, whatever master data that you transfer from ECC to EWM, all this is handled in the core interface. Okay?
Yeah.
All the master data is handled through the core interface. And whatever transaction data that happens, whatever transfer of transaction data, that happens between EWM and, sorry?
No, just nothing, Manoj.
Okay, I'll just continue. Yeah. So whatever transfer that happens between ECC and EWM of transaction data, that happens through something known as a queued RFC or a queue. That something happens which is a queued or QRFC. So now let us get into what exactly the SIF model is. Okay. whenever you need to transfer any kind of a material data, like master data, like we mentioned over here, we're talking about the material master, the vendor master, customer master, plant, all this. When you're transferring it from ECC to EWM, you'll use the core interface. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now let us get into the core interface. Let me just take you to core interface. Okay. So this is the integration model that you'll have to create. Okay.
Okay.
Now basically, when you're talking about, I'll just run you through each and every field over here so that we understand in detail what how a core interface needs to be handled. Okay. So the first thing is, what is the model name? The first thing, whenever you need to transfer anything from ECC to EWM, see over here you've got multiple options. You've got materials, plants, MRP areas. You're talking about over here. We talk about batches. We talk about customers, vendors, work centers, inspection lots, all this. All these are areas that you can go ahead and send. All this is data that you can go ahead and send from ECC to, to your any other external system. So when you're doing that, over here when you're talking about, material, plant and all that, the first thing that you need to create is the model name. Okay, a model name. Let's say we create a model name as M10_MAT. This model, it is advisable that whenever you're creating models, you create separate models for the separate objects. So you'll create a model for material, you'll create a model for plant, you'll create one model for a batch, okay. Then you'll create one model for customer, you'll create one model for vendors, okay.
Yeah.
So you'll create separate models for separate objects. So let's say we create a model for material. The logical system over here. Yeah.
Manoj, is there any specific reason to create separate model for each kind of object?
Yes. The thing is, when you're doing some kind of a cutover activity, okay.
Okay.
Whenever you're doing a cutover activity or whenever you're doing some kind of a transfer, the thing is you would always require that only that model gets activated, so that whenever you're creating whenever you're doing some kind of a batch job, let's say in future, probably after your cutover and your go live, you're constantly going to be creating some kind of materials or customers, vendors. So in that case, what happens is you don't want the entire lot. Let's say if you create one integration model for your material, plant, batch, customer, vendor. If you create one, if you create one integration model for the whole thing, even if you want to send one additional customer, okay, even if you want to send one additional customer from ECC to EWM, this integration model will consider everything once again.
Okay.
It will consider all the materials, it will consider all the plants, wherever these materials, everything. So you might have a case wherein probably this material is you'll not be able to filter it.
Okay.
So it is always advisable to go ahead and create separate integration models. One for tracking.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always better to go ahead and create separate integration models. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what we're doing is we're creating an integration model for materials. We want to transfer some materials from one location from ECC to EWM. So the first thing is your model name. You can go ahead and put in any model name over here. You can put in the name of your warehouse and then MAT or MATR, something like that. Then you create a logical system. Your logical system will be the logical system of your EWM system. Okay. Then you've got something which is known as an APO application. You can just put in a APO application as EWM. It's not necessary that You go and enter your APO application. You enter. You already put this material. Okay. Then once you go ahead and do this, you put in your material. Let's say you put some kind of a material over here. You put in your plant, or let's say if you go ahead and filter it, or else if you don't put a plant over here, then what will happen is wherever this material is extended, let's say if you've got 10 plants in your system, and this material is this material that you've created, this material that you have, it is extended to these 10 plants. But these 10 plants do not have a warehouse assigned in EWM. Only one plant has got a warehouse assigned in EWM. So if you keep this as blank, so the system will consider all those 10 plants and it will run into error. Because for all those 10 plants, only one plant has got a warehouse over there in EWM. The other 9 plants do not have one. Okay? Alright guys?
Yeah, Manoj.
Yeah. So over here you go ahead and create this. You just put in over here. Let's say you put a plant over here, and as of now I'm not putting any plant. Just go ahead and execute it. It says, okay, this is the material master data. You just click on detail. Since this material is only it's only extended to this plant, it will only take this one plant. However, if this material was extended to not just 3,500 but multiple other plants, then it will take all those information over there. Okay? So just select this, click on generate integration model. It will say okay. Then the next transaction that you do is you go to CFM 2. Over here what you do is you go ahead and activate it. So you go ahead and execute this operation. You see the status is inactive. You go ahead and activate this, and then you click on start. So what happens is when you do this, it goes ahead and transfers. It will go ahead and transfer your this material from your ECC to EWM. Okay? Alright guys? Hello?
Yeah, Manoj.
Yeah. See over here, as of now, since I'm using a different system, the queue has been blocked in the system. Otherwise, what you'll get is you'll get a success message.
Yeah, Manoj, can you go to CFM1 for a minute?
Sorry?
CFM1. But you went to that transaction, right? See, we have warehouse number here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that number is a 4-digit or 3-digit. Why we have warehouse number here? Yeah, 4-digit. But since it is a EWM warehouse, why do we need to give warehouse number here?
I am not able to hear you, Sunil.
No, why do we need to give warehouse number here? If what is the need for this option here? It says that is the EWM warehouse. We don't maintain any master data for EWM in the system here in ECC.
Sorry?
We don't maintain any warehouse master data, right?
Where in ECC?
Yeah.
We do maintain some warehouse specific master data in ECC, but not specific to this one warehouse.
Okay.
Okay.
Another doubt.
I'll show you where we maintain that. There's something which is known as. Let me see if in the system it's available. Okay, so see, this is the warehouse level data that you maintain in ECC. Hello.
Yeah, Manoj.
Yeah, Manoj.
Yes, Ashwin. Tell me.
No, nothing.
There's another doubt I have. Can you please go to CFM1?
Yeah.
See, the sales orders are sales orders, and can you just scroll down a little? Contracts, sales orders, these are all transaction data, right?
Yeah, you can say that these are all transaction data. Yes.
So, SIFing is required for this POs, PRs, production orders.
Sorry.
Production order and all, these are also sent through this SIFing only?
Yes, you can go ahead and transfer this also.
Okay.
But not, when you're talking about transaction data, when I talk about transaction data, I'm talking about, your inbound deliveries, your outbound deliveries.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Then why we have this option of sales orders here? Sales orders are not transferred.
Sorry?
Sales orders are not transferred. Then why we need this sales orders, purchase orders,
See, the thing is over here, see, we're using an integration model only to get into EWM. Okay. But this core interface, this APO core interface is not just only used for transferring data from ECC to EWM system. It is also used to transfer, from ECC to your APO system.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So the thing is, when you're talking about the APO system, see, this is a basically the core interface is only an interface that is used to transfer data or all this, the other data that you have, storage location stock, sales order stock, all this is used to transfer into your APO system. So from your APO system, you have a lot of other, demand planning and all that which happens, right?
Yeah.
That's where all this is used.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Manoj, how are this the plant, shipping point, and storage locations? Warehouse, how are they transferred to EWM?
You don't have to transfer storage locations and all to EWM. Only thing is you need to transfer your plant.
Okay, plant.
When you transfer your plant, what you'll have to do is you need to, you basically what happens is your plant becomes a location in EWM.
Okay, and shipping point also, right? Shipping points.
No, you don't have to. Basically, yeah, you need to transfer your shipping points also.
Yeah. How is that done? Here, any object
Sorry?
is that? How is that done? Any object shipping point? What about plant? Plant where it is?
Sorry, plant.
Plant, yeah. How do I?
Which one?
How do I move a plant? Because yesterday I was practicing in our.
Your voice is breaking, Suhail.
Yeah, 1 minute. See, yesterday I was trying to move a material. Okay, it said that some business partner.
Your voice is. I'm still not able to hear you clearly, Suhail.
Yesterday, while transferring a material from our ECC mark solution system, okay, I got an error. Some business partner not maintained in EWM. Some kind of error I got in SIFI. So maybe because I assume that because of the plant was not pre-available, this material was not moved. That is what I had a hunch. Okay, that is why I asked you.
Yeah, so you'll have to transfer your plant.
Okay, how is that done?
You need to select, create an integration model like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just as soon as you transfer this, okay,
Yeah.
it becomes a location over here.
Location over EWM.
So this is the plant that we had transferred.
Yeah, yeah. Where? What is the transaction for this to see this location master data?
Sorry?
What is the transaction
Sorry?
to see this? What is the T code?
I can't hear you. Sorry?
What is the T code to see this location?
Manoj is just asking the T code for this screen.
This screen. Okay. This is in EWM.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the transaction.
Okay. LOC3. SAP APO.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
So after you sift your plant from ECC to EWM, you need to go and check in this transaction whether the location has been transferred.
Okay.
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 All right, guys. So let me just wrap up what we've done today. Basically, we've completed the structural elements of the warehouse. You know, what exactly is the storage type? What is the relevance of a storage type role? What is the relevance of a storage type behavior? What exactly is a work center? What is the relevance of a work center layout? You know, how does a work center configuration look like? What is the relevance of that configuration? After that, we've also spoken about you know, the core interface model. How do you go ahead and create a core interface model? How do you transfer, you know, different objects from ECC to EWM? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we'll be doing tomorrow is we'll be going ahead and you know, we'll just go and check when the system gets up. We'll speak to Murli also about the system, and what we'll do is we'll create a material in ECC, and then we'll do a SIF. We'll transfer it from ECC to EWM, and then we will understand you know, the material master data. How does the master data from ECC, when it gets transferred to EWM, how does it look like? You know, what are the relevance of the product master in EWM and all that. We'll understand that. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll talk about another concept which is known as a warehouse process type tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Manoj, are there any steps to be followed in order to have a successful core interface?
Yes. If you're talking about steps, whenever you need to, once you've done the configuration of ECC, EWM and all that, now you need to start off with your transactions. Okay. So the first thing that you need to transfer is you need to transfer your plant.
Okay.
You need to transfer your plant. Then after you transfer your plant, then you need to go and sift your materials.
Mm-hmm.
After you sift your materials, then you need to sift your customer vendor masters.
Oh, it has to be in that order.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry?
It has to be in an order.
Yes, it has to be in order. Because what happens is if you don't transfer your location, okay, if you don't transfer your plant, and you transfer your material first, then you'll get an error. You'll not be able to transfer your material after that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the order that has to be followed.
Manoj, after creating the plan, any business partner also we need to create and assign the plan to that business partner?
Sorry?
Any business partner has to be created and assigned to that plant?
Yes, but the business partner, okay, the business partner that you have to create, you will be creating that You'll be creating that manually in EWM.
Okay.
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 You'll be creating that manually.
Okay. We'll be doing that, right, in the next assignment.
Sorry.
We'll be doing that in the next assignment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, let's say if I have if this is the business partner transaction. Okay.
Yeah. So for all organizational elements, do we need to create a business partner for shipping point, for plant, or only for plant?
Plant and customer.
Plant and customer. So every customer.
Plant, customer, vendor. You'll have to do that.
For every customer, we need to create a new business partner there.
Sorry. No. See, the thing is, for plants, you'll have to create a business partner explicitly, as in manually over here.
Okay.
Okay. But then when you're talking about customers and vendors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you do a transfer.
Yeah.
From ECC, when you're doing a transfer from ECC, let's say you want to transfer your SIF your vendors. So here you need to enter this option.
What option?
So when you select this option over here, create only business partners. So when you transfer a vendor from ECC to EWM, automatically it will create a business partner in EWM.
No, where we need to select that?
Okay.
In ECC, yeah?
Sorry?
Where do we need to select that? Create a business partner.
In CFM one screen.
Oh.
See, this is the vendor. Okay.
Yeah.
You select this vendor, you select this option, and then over here you go ahead and create this.
For customer and vendor, we need to select this option.
Yes.
Only for customer and vendor, or others also? Shipping?
Only for customer and vendor.
Okay. Okay. So no other object, you need to select this.
Yeah.
Okay, Manoj.
So when you're talking about this plant,
yeah.
Okay. So what we had done is we had shifted this plant from ECC to EWM. It created a location in EWM, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then after that, we have to create a business partner. So over here we've created a business partner stating for this plant 3,500. And then what you need to do is you need to go to this identification tab. Okay. And you need to mention this. You need to say that this is the identification number, which means that this is the plant in this client.
Okay. Okay. Identification number 3.
Okay.
Oh, this has to be manually maintained. Huh?
Sorry?
This has to be manually maintained?
Your voice is breaking, Suhail.
No, this has to be manually maintained. Huh?
Yes, it has to be manually maintained.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, Manoj.
Yeah.
Is there any specific purpose to maintain this, or it just to identify R3 reference number?
See, you have to maintain this. The reason being is when you're transferring any inbound deliveries, outbound deliveries and all that, what will happen is it will check which business partner this is. So when you're checking this, which business partner this is, it has to find out what is the identification number for that business partner.
Okay.
Because if you don't do this, your inbound delivery will not get transferred to EWM.
Okay.
Okay.
Manoj, what is that CRM 011?
That's the ID type.
ID type. Huh? Okay. So we need to use that ID type to assign this plant.
Yes. For plants, you'll be using CRM 011. For customers, you'll be using CRM 002. And for vendors, you'll be using CRM 004.
Okay. Okay. And for ship?
Okay.
Okay.
So the thing is, when you're transferring a customer, let's say if you transferred some kind of a customer, you know.
Yeah.
See, this is the customer that we've transferred from ECC to EWM. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we are CRM 002.
I'm just going to the table and showing it to you. Okay. Let me just go to XD03. Yeah, it's taking a lot of time. Basically, what happens is whenever you shifting a customer from ECC to EWM, okay, and when you select, when you select that create a business partner, when in that integration model, it will create this, it will create a BPO over there with the ID type as this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is something which will come automatically. You don't have to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Only for plant we need to assign. Since
Yeah.
manually creating that.
Okay.
Okay.
So for the master data, we transfer from ECC to EWM via SAP. Do we need
Sorry?
to activate the master data that gets transferred from ECC to EWM via CAF?
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to activate that master data, or it will get activated automatically
Activate where?
in EWM?
Yes, you have to activate it.
No.
That's something which we'll see tomorrow. How do we do that?
Oh, in EWM again we need to activate also.
Sorry?
In EWM again we need to activate.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Manoj.
Okay.
Okay.
Because the thing is, there will be a lot of other data, master data that you'll have to enter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's something which you'll see tomorrow.
Okay.
Manoj.
Alright, guys?
So how are rains in Mumbai?
Bad.
Bad. Okay. You had a bad time, I suppose.
Today it's not. Today, for some reason, I don't know, it's not been raining today much.
Okay.
But the last 3 days it's been raining continuously, day and night.
Oh yeah.
That's why.
Okay, Manoj.
Alright, guys. So we'll see. We'll catch up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Tomorrow, actually, I will be going home. So tomorrow and after tomorrow I will not be available.
Sorry.
Tomorrow I am going to my hometown.
Okay.
So tomorrow and after tomorrow I will not be available.
Oh, okay. So you want to do this on Monday then?
Yeah, Monday.
Okay, fine then. We'll do this on Monday then. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Manoj.
All right, then we'll catch up on. Then can we do one thing? Can we meet up at? I mean, I'm just asking you. If it's okay, then we'll proceed. Can we meet up on Monday at 7:30?
Morning, huh?
Yeah, fine.
Is it okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we'll meet up at 7:30 on Monday morning. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. See you.
Okay, bye.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye.